the weirdest way your parents punished you? My mother would claim that she didn't punish us, because instead she made us kids discipline each other so we'd blame our siblings instead of her. If one child misbehaved, the other three had to vote on and administer the punishment while she supervised. My mother ran our house based on a psychological experiment she'd read about in some parenting book written by a discredited child psychologist. There were 4 of us, me at 16, my brother Caleb at 14, and the twins Ruby and Sadie at 12. Dad worked oil rigs and was gone months at a time, leaving Mom to manage us with her bizarre theories about family dynamics. She believed traditional discipline created an us versus them mentality between parents and children, and with Dad gone she was terrified of being outnumbered, so she wanted us to police each other, claiming that making decisions together would develop our sibling bonds. Really, she was training us to be prison guards and prisoners all at the same time. The day Caleb failed his math test, Mom gathered us in the living room for what she called a family accountability session. She explained that Caleb's failure affected all of us, so we would decide his punishment. We could choose between extra chores, lost privileges, or physical discipline. Vote wisely. One day he'll be voting on your consequences. We gave Caleb extra chores because it seemed like the nicest option. Going gentle, I see. Mom said, I can change that. The sibling discipline system destroyed us slowly and deliberately. Every infraction required a family trial where Mom made the accused stand in the center while siblings deliberated. She'd provide suggested punishments that ranged from humiliating to cruel. If she decided a punishment was too gentle, it was off the menu forever. Every trial had worse and worse options. I watched Ruby and Sadie turn from sweet twins into paranoid enforcers who reported each other for the smallest mistakes to try to protect themselves. They'd found that being the first to report meant you couldn't be accused of hiding anything. Caleb stopped talking to me after I voted for him to sleep in the garage for a week after he broke curfew. I'd picked the least awful option, but he only remembered that I'd raised my hand against him. Sometimes Mom gave us no choice but to administer physical punishments. She would stand behind us, guiding our hands to hit harder, correcting our form like she was teaching us to play tennis. When Sadie accidentally broke Mom's vase, we had to vote between making her kneel on rice for an hour or taking away her meals for 2 days. Ruby voted for starvation to avoid seeming weak. Caleb voted for rice. I was the tiebreaker, holding my sister's fate while Mom smiled at her perfect system working. I tried to get Sadie to signal to me what she wanted, but she was crying too hard to meet my eyes. I made her kneel. Pretty soon we stopped protecting each other, stopped trusting each other. Every conversation became evidence gathering. Every mistake was currency. We'd become exactly what Mom wanted. 4 isolated kids who saw siblings as threats instead of allies. One night after forcing the twins to punch each other for fighting over the TV remote, I couldn't take it anymore. I needed us to come together now before it was too late. I called a secret meeting in Caleb's room and said, what if we all just refused? She couldn't punish all 4 of us at once because who would do the punishing? We made a pact. The next time Mom called for a family accountability session, we'd refuse and all vote for no punishment. It happened 3 days later when Ruby forgot to do dishes. Mom set up her little courtroom, but when she called for votes, all 4 hands stayed down. No punishment, I said. Caleb echoed me, then Sadie, then Ruby. Mom's face went red. She demanded we vote again, properly this time, but we kept our hands down. She tried separating us, threatening us, even crying about how we were destroying our family bonds. But for the first time in years, we stood together. The shared defiance did more for our sibling bond than any of her forced punishments ever had. But it turns out Mom was willing to administer her own punishments if we gave her no other choice. She started withholding meals from all 4 of us when anyone made a mistake. She'd lock us out of the house together in the snow when grades slipped. She canceled Christmas, threw away our belongings, made us wear signs listing each other's failures. You wanted unity? This is what unity gets you. The whole thing was designed to get us to start throwing each other under the bus again so we wouldn't all be punished for one person's mistake. But her plan backfired. The shared suffering actually brought us closer. We'd sneak food to each other, take blame collectively, and create distractions so others could rest. When she made us stand in stress positions for hours, we'd tell jokes to help each other through it. She wanted us to crack and turn on each other, but instead, we formed an unbreakable alliance. One night, she locked us in the basement together as punishment, and we spent it planning our future escapes, pooling money we'd hidden, choosing which relatives might take us in. Dad finally came home from a 3-month rotation to find his 4 kids sleeping in the basement, 15 pounds lighter, covered in bruises from Mom's collective consequences. We didn't have to say anything. The house told the story with Mom's punishment charts on every wall and the locks she'd installed on the refrigerator. He quit his rig job on the spot, packed our bags, and drove us to a motel that night. I haven't seen Mom since.